So good afternoon, everyone. So 12 o'clock in Spain. Thank you so much for joining my session. Thank you so much for spending this lovely time with me. I'm gonna be honest with you. The session it's not gonna take 45 minutes. It might take longer or it might take less, depending on how everything works and if I can sort out all the devices I have with me. So today's session, it's an introduction session how the Power Platform can be combined with mixed reality. I will do a slight introduction of what is mixed reality. I know we are in the Metaverse One event. I know there are other sessions which talk about mixed reality, but I don't know your knowledge or your previous sessions you attend. So I would like to do a slightly introduction. And then we will take a look um, to how the mixed reality have been combined with Power Platform. And when I mean Power Platform, I mean pure Power Platform. I'm not gonna step into supply chain. I'm not gonna step into field service because there are plenty of uses where we have the mixed reality. What I'm gonna show you is how it's been together built with the Power Platform. I have prepared one use case, yeah, I'm gonna say, and then we can theorize and we can do a little bit of conclusions how this can be combined in other Power Platform services. First of all, for those that doesn't know me, my name is Llambí. I'm a business applications main technical architect in KPMG International. I've been involved with the Power Platform and all the Dynamics products for quite long already. I participate in several Spanish community events like Power Quiz or the Bit Summit we have next week. You can find me in social media as well. Obviously, if you have any question, any comment, any feedback is more than welcome. So just type it on the chat. I will read it meanwhile I'm presenting. So if you have any question at the end of the session, I will answer anything that you might like. Also, if you want to see anything additional, we can stay together. I can improve a little bit. So what is mixed reality? Right now, all of us, we know what is the virtual reality, how can metaverse put us closer in a virtual room where all of us, even if we are in different parts of the world, in our houses, working remotely, we can be in the same room sharing experiences thanks to metaverse. But what is the difference between mixed reality and virtual reality? Because metaverse, how it's been introduced by Microsoft, it's a way to work, it's a way to experience, it's a way to to create relationship and to build relationships in a virtual world, and also kinda of mixed reality world. A mixed reality is when we overlay something that it's been virtually created on top of the reality. So a mixed reality is, as these images are showing to you. For example, if I wear one HoloLens and I want to reproduce any kind of virtual experience, but in top of my reality that I'm seeing above, that it's involving me, that's the mixed reality. So what I'm doing is overlaying, I'm just watching something virtual, but I'm not losing my reality in any point. For example, the first mixed reality project that Microsoft had, it was with Coca-Cola, and it was in a supermarket where they wanted to visualize how the products could be disposed in every space of the supermarket. Also, they want to see some fridges. Also, they wanted to see some special displayers on the supermarket. So using mixed reality, they could see these virtual dispatchers just reflected and just printed, overlaid with the reality itself. Why is the mixed reality kind of changing the way how we are selling to our customers? Obviously, if I want to buy a book or I want to buy a computer. It's something small, right? It's something in my mind, I can figure it out, me, myself, reading that book. If I buy it virtually, Amazon perhaps, or if I want to buy a laptop and I'm in the shop and I have the laptop in front of me, I can see myself with the laptop in my desk, because my desk is something that might take 1 meter, more meter and a half, perhaps longer, and I can see the laptop on my hands, so I know it fits. But what happens if I want to sell something bigger than a laptop, bigger than a TV screen that doesn't fit on my car, and I want to show it to my customers? I want to demo this kind of products, but obviously I cannot bring these products with me. So that's why mixed reality can help you on those processes, can help you just with one app. And that's what I'm going to show you today. It's going to show you, it's going to help you to display your products in real dimensions to your customer. As I mentioned, why Power Platform? Why not Dataverse and Dynamics? There are other scenarios where we normally work with sales, field service, and supply chain, where you have your HoloLens, your technicians can see any kind of supportive markups, helping them to progress with the technical work with these these mixed reality devices. But I think that from the business perspective, it's easier if we can bring our own device. If I'm a field sales businessman, I cannot bring my own HoloLens. I mean, I could, but obviously the selling process, it's quite odd if I have to share a HoloLens to my customer. And also because the customer, sometimes they just want to see quickly, yeah, I just want to check, does this fit? No, next. Does this look like? No, next. So something more flexible, and also something that I can bring with my own. That's the first point. And the second point, I'm a business salesman. I don't have any kind of knowledge how to develop with mixed reality. I don't know Unity. I don't know Blender. So how I'm supposed to accelerate my sales process if I don't have anything of that? That's where Power Platform comes in. So we have this low code, no code approach. Why we do not help our business profiles, those people that are on the sales field, and they can improve the sales experience of the customers using Power Platform. And that's where mixed reality for Power Platform comes in. To show you one of the scenarios, I have prepared a really quick introduction of the scenario. Then I'm going to show you the app, how it's been built, some tips from my side. And also, I have my mobile phone with me, so I'm going to do a live demo. Hopefully, everything will work. But yeah, before moving on, what is the scenario I have prepared for you? So we have one company that's called Conta, nothing to do with IKEA. It's just a casualty. Conta sells office furniture. They sell chairs, desk, lamps, even bigger this kind of shelter. Sorry. So they sell this kind of office furniture. They ask their business profiles, we need some ideas to bring closely our products to the customer, because sometimes a chair is easy to bring with, and also the space, that the area that a chair is, where you need to place a chair, is easy to measure. But if we talk about long desk, if we talk about really huge office setups, that's something big we cannot bring with. And sometimes the customer, instead of knowing if it fits, they really want to see in terms of style, in terms of lookalike, if they really like it. Something it's a photo, but if we can improve the process and instead of they visiting us, our installations, we can visit them, that will be the easiest way to sell our products, right? So then they ask Mark. Mark is so innovative. He always has really innovation ideas. So Contour has been working with Microsoft 365. They have been introduced Dynamics, so they have all the catalog and everything. It's managed in their specific CRM and ERP, so customers and products. And then Mark, he has an idea. So he has seen in Power Apps that there is a way to integrate the mixed reality in every app in the mobile phone. So Mark asked if he can download the 3D models which are necessary by the company. By the way, if you have work in any kind of furniture factory, they need the 3D models and they need all the dimensions. So there is not something odd to ask. He asked for the 3D models of every product, and then he built up an app by himself. So the next time that he visits a customer, this customer is telling him, yeah, we will need some desk, we'll need some chairs, but I don't know if this desk and this chair will style together. I already have this kind of installation in my office. I really want to see if that matches. So what Mark has done is an app that is capable to measure the area where the customer wants to place the specific product. The app takes back the specific measures, so length, width, and obviously the total space area, and then selects which are the products that will better fit the customer needs, not only in style, but also in measures. So at the end, using the mobile phone or using the iPad or any kind of device related, Mark is capable to show to the customer how this specific product will fit in the area that he or she has marked. So right now we have 3 improvements. The first of all, Mark doesn't have to bring the products with him. The second, something really old modish, I will say, old-fashioned, like a catalog. It's been transformed in something more innovative. So paper waste zero, we have our mobile. And also we have at the same time accelerate the process because the customer doesn't need to receive first one sample of the product to check if she or he likes it. They can directly see it on real time. They can directly see, oh yeah, but this kind of, I don't know, fabric, I don't like it. I will like this more tight, or I will like my shoulder side more wide. I don't know. They can, in real life, specify and they can check the product. So that's why that's an accelerator. So let's check what Mark has done to build up this app. What do we need and which are the improvements? I've done a similar demo like 2 years ago when all this mixed reality pop up by Microsoft. It was still on preview. And being honest, I've been shaping some projects with my team and I have seen a lot of improvements by Microsoft. It's not something that was released like 2 years ago. Microsoft put it on general availability and done. This is something that is continuously being improved. They are deploying new features. For example, I've specified the markup feature. This is the possibility to overlay markups instead of products markups, so arrows, cycles, and these kind of things. It's been in preview for quite long, but it's been improved a lot. So hopefully we will see it on GA soon. But again, that's more for field service. So coming back to the topic itself, what do we need to start? We need obviously the 3D model of the object. So the Canvas app will allow us to view, manipulate, and overlay these 3D models, these 3 objects in the real life using the camera. So we need a device with camera. And also we need a device with an AR core, Android compatible software, so kernel, or AR kit framework if you will have the iPhone. Normally, for iOS, I haven't seen that almost since iPhone 10, all the iPhones are coming with the AR kit. This is coming together with iOS. And for Android device, unless you are in China, all the Android devices from the last 5 years are coming with AR core, so you will not have any problem. Then we have the 3D objects, which are the formats where we need GLB, OBQ, and STL. These formats are the most common ones, so if you are rendering with Unity and Blender, you will not have any problem of getting an GLB. Even I know some factories, they model and they shape their products before going into the production phase by using 3D, and normally the formats are GLB. But if you use any kind of other formats like TLF, which is another common format, you can use a converter. So obviously you might lose some texture in the middle because the GLB it's a compressed one. But being honest, for this kind of selling processes, I don't think you need too much detail. That's more for when you need to fabricate, so to produce it itself. The Canvas app, that's something new, okay, because they were using in the past a different framework to render. This is the process where we transform a 3D model in something that can be displayed in our mobile phone. That's something that Microsoft has changed in the last year. Now it's using a library from GS, so we have the Bible on React Native. I have to be honest, that was a huge improvement. So 2 years ago, to render the model in the Canvas app, it took so long. It take back a lot of errors. It was so slow as well. And being honest, that's a really huge impact. So if you tested when it came out 2 years ago and you haven't touched it again, I encourage you to do it again. And then the Power Apps licensing. I recommend to have a Power Apps dedicated licensing. You know, it's been a lot of changes with the Power Apps licensing. So the premium one will be the best. Question, Mar, may I use a free Power Apps licensing that is coming with M365 to build up mixed reality? Yes, you can, but again, we are ending up in the situation that your app will be on the default or do-it-yourself environment, and perhaps your organization will not allow you. So that's why I always recommend to go with a Power Apps licensing, but it's not a must. Previously, that was a premium feature, the 3D modeling and the mixed reality components, but not anymore. So you don't need it anymore. If you have a default environment, you can work with that. Okay, let's take a look. I think I'm gonna go for the demo first. I'm gonna show you how it looks like, and then I'm gonna show you where you can get demo models if you want to build your own app, how the app is built, blah blah blah. So first of all, that's the app that I'm going to show you. That's our Canvas app. That's the Contour Canvas app. That's a Canvas app that has been built for mobile, not for tablet. That's because I have a mobile phone. So if I click on start a new sales, what it's doing is retrieving some products I have on my Dataverse table. I have a model-driven app where I can manage my 3D models, my sales, and everything. And my Canvas app is connected to one of these tables. This app has been done using one of the Microsoft previous samples. I improved it a little bit also because it has some deprecated, not deprecated, but they rolled out new features, so I use them. And this app, it's basically having some of these products. If I click on one of the products, I can see the 3D model. The problem is because right now I'm showing you the app directly on my browser, we cannot click on viewing MR. because I don't have any kind of MR code installed in my laptop. So we need an external device. In that case, the smartphone will be the best. So here we have another specification I'm going to show you. So for example, if I want to filter the products, the bi-level products by the available space that I have in a specific area of my office, I could first, and I'm going to show you, measure the area I have, and then the products will be filtered according with the total measures of this area. Then if the customer is asking me, I just only want to see products that can fit in this area, I can first measure the area. But first of all, that's the app. So let's take a look. I'm gonna connect the mobile. So I was waiting, cross your fingers. Okay, so I have my visor connected here. It's checking the installation. Oops, 1 second. Come on. Okay. So mirroring accepted. Here we have, let me move that. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger for you. So that's my mobile phone. You will lose my face for some minutes, but I don't think it's an issue. So that's my mobile phone. That's my Canvas app. I could have a direct link into as a normal app in my main screen, but doesn't matter. It's not the fact of today. So if I open the Contour app, you see the same app that it's been displayed in the browser. So okay. So if I click on start a new sales, the app is connecting with Dataverse. So same that you can see next to me. To the question, Mar, this app is not responsive. Yes, I know. Don't come back to me with this. So that's one of the improvements I mentioned with this sample app we will need to do. Okay, so coming back to the issue itself. So you see here, we'll start with the measures. You see here that I have some filters. I could manually input some information here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure an available space of my room. So that's my room. Not a lot of light for now. So what I'm gonna do is right now I'm gonna start measuring an area. So what it's asking me is I need a specific area. So normally the area that you start measuring, it needs to start from the floor. That's why the first thing the app is looking for is the floor itself. So in a space, it's like a reference space where he can put the initial y and the x dimensions. Once you finish, let me close the square. It's asking for the total height, so we put in a specific dimension. And here you can see the cube that has built on my available space. I'm just trying to show it to you. So that's my room coming from the floor. That's the available space I have. It's a total space of 0.23 quadrat meter. Sorry, yes. So what I'm gonna do is click on selling. Sorry, because it's in Spanish. It's asking me, do you want really to send these measures back to the app? I click on yes. And when I click on yes, the measures are automatically populated in the app. So right now what I could do, I did it by eye, so I don't know if there is any available product. What I have done, what I'm gonna do is click on the save button, and now it's gonna filter the available products that could match this area. Right now, it seems that there is no products. It might be because the chairs are higher or because the espresso machine, this espresso machine model, it's really wide. So that might be the reason. So what I'm gonna do is directly go back to the filters, clear the filters, and show the products again. So, okay, let's do the other way around. Seems that I cannot filter by areas, or seems that there is no available products for this area. Let me see how one of the products will look like in my available space. So I'm going to choose this fancy black premium chair. So I can zoom in on the chair. I can play around to see the specification. Okay, I like the backpack. I really like the shoulder side. Yeah, even my arm set, it's really nice. So I want to see it on mixed reality directly in my area. So here I see I have already a chair. I put it for you to have an idea how this model will look like compared with the real chair, so that you have a real comparison. And then what I'm gonna do is has already recognized the floor. I'm gonna place the chair right here. So if we compare it, the chair looks like quite the same. I can even more move the chair backward or forward. So the chair looks like the same. I could move on and I can take, so my cable isn't so big, long, sorry, but I could check in every point how this chair looks like, and I can compare it with a real chair. Obviously, it's bigger, it's a premium one, it's an office one. And what I could look like, what I could do, and that's something that Microsoft has improved lately, I could also a little bit modify the model. So I can specify if the model needs to go in a higher point or in a lower point, because you see here, this area I'm marking with my finger, this has been detected by the mixed reality component. So it's detecting the floor, but it might be wrong. So I could move it up or down, and then select OK. Also, I could take a picture. So if I want to take different references of how this product will look like in my available space, and here I have a picture how it looks like. I could take different pictures, I could save it in a specific sales process, and then obviously continue with other product. We could check the office chair blue. This model is in blue, perhaps a little bit smaller. Let me see if it detects the available space. Yeah. Let me place it here. So here I have the blue chair. Oh, it looks bigger than it actually I thought. So that's why the mixed reality it's really useful. I see it's higher than the black one compared with the other chair. I can move it forward. It's a little bit higher, but I really like it. I thought it was the blue was more intensive, sorry, the color, but I see that, yeah, I like it. So it gives me an overall overview how the chair looks like. I'm afraid my device cable isn't so long enough to show you the 365 view. I could, yeah, something like that. Yeah, and again, I could take another picture. I could go back and compare the different chairs among the pictures. Okay, so that's it worked. Phew. That's how the app looks like. Let me disconnect for now the mirroring. I'm gonna close, yeah, I'm gonna close it. And let's take a look to the app, how it's been built, and my recommendations. I'm gonna be honest with you. At the beginning, it's a nightmare to load 3D models. If you have already your own 3D models, you will see that most of them, normally, they are really big size files, so you will need to compress it. That's the first thing that you will face, I can guarantee to you, because we've been working with a company that has this specific scenario, and what we ended up is when the designers gave us the 3D models, these 3D models were really huge. So the first thing we had to do is not only compress it, but our developers have removed some of the elements of the 3D model that were not necessary for the selling process. But in fact, the dimensions and everything and the color was the same. So removing all these kind of elements, obviously it decreased the size of the 3D model. So this app has been built as a 3 pages app, nothing so fancy. So what we have here is an image pop-up. So every time, let me show it to you, I click on here, I see that there is a 3D view of my source, and also I have a button. This button automatically opens the camera, so you don't have to do anything in between. When you insert those mixed reality components, here we have the mixed view in mixed reality, view shape in mixed reality, measure and markup. If you want to use the view in mixed reality, it just plays a button, so I can show it to you. This button specifically, automatically, when you click it, it communicates with the camera device, with the camera of your device, and places the model that you are specifying. So here you can define the units, you can specify, you see that the width, height, and length, it's been automatically populated. I'm going to show you the table I have. That's the button references and nothing else. The most important thing for you is you need the 3D model itself, and you need the dimensions, because these dimensions are used for the camera to place itself the 3D model. If you modify the dimensions, then obviously it will show you a really huge, for example, coffee machine. That's what is happening with my coffee machines. The dimensions are wrong, so it's showing me a really huge one. Okay, so let me quickly show you the solution I have. It's really simple. I have a table, mixed reality. I think it will be just better if we open the model driven. Come on, Dataverse, you can. Yeah, so let me open that. Isn't so fancy, just one table, model driven. But here, for example, if I open my modern sofa, what I have is the name, the width, the height. I could have either the 3 dimensions or 2. This is up to you. The link to image, I'm just keeping this for the end. And the preview. The preview is PNG with transparency that I'm using to build up this. Let me close it. To build up this this scroll up gallery I'm showing to you. Okay, so as you see, the only thing you need is a list of products, 3D models. The 3D model itself, it's another component of the Canvas app. It's a 3D model, so it's not mixed reality. It's based on the 3 dimensions. It's part of the media, and you can show the same, effectively the same 3D model that you're showing, the same file that you're using for the 3D object is the same file that you're going to use for the mixed reality. You only need one single file, and this GLB, for example, image that I'm showing to you. Okay, there are 3 ways to do that. Microsoft, for a first time Canvas app, Microsoft recommends to upload the models in OneDrive, and you can create an Excel. I don't know if it's still like this. It was 2 years ago how Microsoft showed it to you in the learning path, how to build up a mixed reality. My recommendation, that's a headache. And the reason is because you have to create an Excel file, you have to link the images to as on a table, and that's a medium-term solution. So if you want to work with Dataverse, you should have everything in Dataverse, and your images should be in a public repository. This public repository, in my case, it's my GitHub, sorry. where I have uploaded all the models, and what I'm doing just directly, it's getting this URL as a model reference. So this same URL, it's the same URL that I'm pasting here. Yeah, Mar, but if we are working with a company, you cannot place the 3D models in GitHub. That's correct. In that scenario, what we have done is building in a trust repository, uploading in a trust repository the images. The problem it has with SharePoint and with Excel is that you need the availability to sign in with a proper account, but it's fine as well. The third thing I wanted to show with you, if you want to start building your own app, how you can start. My recommendation is to use the Sketch app. I remember I've been using this app since I was in the university when I work with Blender. It was really funny. So what I have doing for this demo, I've been just looking for 3D models, obviously, those that are available to be downloaded, those that, remember, you cannot get any kind of revenue for that, so you should not use it for company services. This is just a community and sharing portal, so please only use it for demos and give the credit always to Sketchfab, as I'm doing. So here you can download multiple desks. For example, in my app, I have this desk and that desk. So you can download desks, you can download printers, you can download any kind of machine that you would like, and you can build up. When you download it, it asks you which kind of format do you would like to download. And my recommendation, obviously, is to work with GLB. Then what you will get is something like that. Just give me 1 second. Coding, mixed reality. Yeah. So you're gonna have something like that. Why is not opening? Yeah. You will have those models. Come on. Here. You will have those files, and those files can be automatically, if you're working with Microsoft, used by the Visor 3D, and can be modified as well with Paint 3D. You can change the color, you can remove aspects, you can reduce the length with the Paint 3D. It works really well, I must say. The Visor 3D will show you the same 3D overview that you can have in the Canvas app. So that's a nice, that's a really nice app, and it's included by default in Microsoft, so you don't have to download it. Other recommendations. So, yes, I almost forget it. For the measures, how we get the measures and how we paste it back in, sorry, in our app. So when we take the measures, filter page, when we take the measures, we use a mixed reality, which is the markup in mixed reality. So first, we do two things. In that case, I place an area in mixed reality because I'm interested on getting the area. But if you are only interested on getting specific measures, you could do it with the markup. In that case, for example, I'm just getting the measure in mixed reality. That's in a specific component. So you have the measure in mixed reality, and that measures you the length, the width, and also the total width of the area. When you place this, it's getting you back three different measures. So let me show it to you. These measures I'm setting in the specific variable. Again, that's something I took from a Microsoft sample app. So really fancy. They created a year ago. I just improved it, but it's the way how we always do it. So we place the area, we get the data, and then in every specific input of the filters, what we do is we take the bounding depth, the wanting length, and the width of the area that it was taken back by the mixed reality. So this is how it's working. And you take the area itself, and then we set the use filters as true. And when we go back in the specific input area, we use the different inputs. How many inputs do we have? So if I click here, you see, you can get the total area. So if you want to filter not only by a specific measures, but the spatial area itself, you could as well. For example, in a specific machine selling process, we do that. Is it more fancy than a typical furniture? It's something bigger, and normally the measures are not the problem. Is the area that it takes. That normally that's the one scenario where we use the area. We use the bounding, but you also have the length specific. Why we use the bounding? Because the length and the width is taking you the 2D dimensions, but you want the 3D dimensions. So that's the difference. And then the unit. If by default you place meters, it's giving you back meters. That's something you have to specify as a unit convention in your company. So if the products are in centimeters or in millimeters, you have to measure in millimeters, or otherwise to do the conversion. My experience, someone always forgets that there is a different unit, and then something looks weird. My recommendation is always to use the same unit convention. And then the volume itself, so the difference between quadrat meters and third meters. So the two the two units. Okay, so that's it. So being honest with you, for example, in KPMG, we have already some customers that they are working like that. So we build them the Canvas app, we help them to build the Canvas app, but then they improve the Canvas app, they upload their own models, they understand how to work directly with the devices. And I have to be really honest, that's a really huge improvement. And I know that there is a really common, really well-known company that sells furniture that has the same availability. You can download their app, and using their app, you can place, using mixed reality, the furniture in your house. So that's the same, but no cost, low code, and obviously open to everyone. Yeah, and that's it. So that's my 45 demo and session to you. Obviously, do not forget to rate my session, give me feedback. Thank you so much for attending me this time, and also being with me. And I'm open to any question you may have, any feedback, even if it's not a good feedback, I will take it. So if there is anything, just let me know. Otherwise, as I mentioned, thank you. Obviously, if you want to know more about these real scenarios we built, this app I just built, it's been based in another one. But I'm also open to any question. Also, you can reach me by LinkedIn or by Twitter, X right now. So you can reach me and I will answer any question. Thank you so much. And something I have almost forgot. Thank you to the Metaverse One organizers. Thank you to Besco. Thank you for anyone who is supporting. Thank you, Sarah, who is moderating this session. It's a really hard work. I know, organize this kind of virtual events. So thank you so much. You did amazing. Thank you.